Hello everyone and welcome back to another Stormworks video. In this video we are back with Fix Your Creations. Yes, this is a series where I take a look at your broken creations and see if I can get them fixed. So starting this episode off with the first creation, the creator has submitted this boat and said that their engines are no longer working. So I mean, let's go and jump on and let's see what we can see here. So how do I get to the bridge? The bridge is up there. Is there a ladder or anything? No ladder I can see. Let's go captain seat. What do we have? Alright, lights on, off, engine systems on, engine on. Okay, that doesn't look right. It sounds like the engine's actually on. Throttle? Yeah, that sounds like the engines are running. And then apparently use W and S for the clutch. Nothing's really happening. What if I use the flybridge? Forwards, backwards? No. What about if I take control? Go forwards here. Okay, so still nothing working. Alright. Let's bring us into the workbench. And let's see what's going on. So my first thing which looked weird to me, at least, was the readout that we had on this panel for the RPS. That was like really off. So where does that come from? First off, it comes from something all the way down here. Instrument panel controls. Alright, and okay, so let's go over here. Let's see what we have. So this is direct control. Alright, so what number is the RPS? That's my question. Let's go up here. We're going to go onto it. RPS is value 1. So we're looking for value 1 on this. Well, there's a lot of logic in this creation. Value 1. Okay, it's this one, and it's... Why is it going through a function block? Is it value 1 really? RPS? Let's go and double check that. Because then that would be the reason why. Yeah, look, speed is meant to be 2, and RPS is meant to be 1. And you've got this, which I'm guessing is the speed, to be honest. Let's go and check. Yes, let's go zoom out. Linear speed sensor. Yeah, so 1 is meant to be speed, not 2. And then 2 is the RPS of the engine. Alright, so that makes a little more sense. Maybe you've inverted it in here. So 1 is going to 1. Yeah, alright, so that's your first issue, is that you've switched the RPS and the speed around. So that's why it said we didn't have any RPS, but we actually did. So let's just go here. So RPS is actually 2 and speed is actually 1. Alright, so that's the first thing. So now our engine actually should be running and should be reporting the right RPS to us. So jump in here. Let's get engine systems on. This on. Yep. Level up. So yeah, 18 RPS, that looks better. Speed is currently sitting at, yep, so that actually looks all fine now. So the engine is running, but our WNS is not working still. So let's go and figure out what's wrong there. So if we go over to logic again, WNS, where is it? WNS is there, and it goes down to 1 WNS. All right, so 1 WNS. And it goes into this very big controller. So let's see what's going on inside here. So 1 WNS is going in here. It's on a switch box, fine, and it comes out to output WNS. So output WNS goes into something at the top there. I don't know, where does that go to? Add. It goes into add block and also goes into a clutch. Hey, clutch. Let's go and see what's happening here. Hey, clutch. Alright, so it looks like, let me just get rid of this. It looks like gearbox, clutch, and then goes out, and goes out, and goes to the props. Alright, what's this? That's nothing, that's for looks. Alright, I currently can't really see an issue. It's coming out, it's going into that generator, it's also going into that generator, and it's also going out into your props. So what I would like to do is it kind of feels like that gearbox or that clutch is just never activating itself. That's what I feel like is happening. Otherwise, the engines. What way are you facing away from the engines? That could be an issue. Is you're facing away from the engines, but that would just mean that your propellers would just constantly turn themselves. And wouldn't really cause much of an issue. We would still see them turning. Generators, are you reporting that generator wattage out somewhere? Alright, let's add in a dial and let's see if those generators are actually even getting any power. That way we'll know if your clutch is working or not. So let's just come up here in the bridge. Let's maybe delete that and connect that over to one of your generators. And that way you can see if your generator is actually even producing power. So spawn that in again. We're gonna free cam ourselves into the bridge and into here. Let's go and get the engines on. Roll up. WNS. Yeah, so you can see there is actually power going through. It's just not moving your propellers. As you can see there, look. Your propellers are actually moving, but the boat's not moving. Alright. So I would probably take those gearboxes and face them the other way. Those are also the old gearboxes, so I would probably switch them around. So let's delete that. Let's delete that. Let's go and grab some gearboxes, and we're going to face them. We could use the big ones if we wanted to. Delete that. We'll face one towards the engine, another one towards the engine, and then we're going to go. Your clutch is kind of in the way, isn't it? Let's just have one gearbox then. You could just use the small gearbox actually, but let's just use that one. We're going to go on to this. Let's set this to a 3-to-1 facing towards the engine and make sure it's got some electricity. I mean, that might have broken a bunch of things now because as I can see, you're connecting things in a very weird way. Let's just try that now. Let's see if that maybe has fixed anything. Jump here, jump in here, jump in here. Let's go and get engine done, throttle up and go forwards. Aha, look at that, there we go. Now your creation's working. So your gearbox was just facing the wrong way. And that's fixed it. There we go, your creation's working great. You're actually producing a lot of power off those gearboxes. I mean, and this is a really cool, I mean, you've got so many things in here. This is actually a really cool creation. What is this thing? Turret operator. Ooh. That's pretty cool. Oh, you need to update this for weapons DLC, man. Because that is a fake gun. It's actually really cool. How did you... Is that like an XML edited piece at the top there? Because that looks really cool. Yeah, I think it's a beacon or a transponder that's been XML edited. Because that looks like a really cool servo platform there. Yeah, really cool. Cool, so that's the first creation fix for the episode. Let's go ahead, let's move on to the next one. Alright, and moving on to the next creation of the episode. This creator submitted their creation saying that they added this rear-mounted rotary autocannon, but once they added it, their engines and things no longer work. So, I mean, let's go and have a quick look at it. Let's see what is going on. So, I mean, I'm guessing this is the bridge. Pilot, seat, throttle, key button. Let's do key button. Don't know what that does. Throttle. They also said that if you put the clutch in S, apparently it'd be able to turn on. But then as soon as you put it on W, it will kill the engine. So that's interesting. Okay, so 0.5 turn on thing on. Yep. Oh, it's taking a long time to get running, isn't it? And I press W and it kills the engine. Alright. Let's have a look inside. Okay, I wouldn't do that. That is your first thing I would stay away from. Let's delete that. Let's go to some straight pieces here. 1, 2, 3. And then you're gonna go gearbox, motors, things, delete all that until we know what's going on. That goes there, that goes there. Out, across, down, down, and then into in towards jets. Okay, I mean, everything else looks pretty much okay here. What I might do is, to be honest, is I might just disconnect all of this and just see if I can get your engine up and running first, and then we'll reconnect it and then see if it's got enough power to move those things. So let's spawn that in again. Jump back into the bridge. There we go. Jump in here. Turn on. Look how much quicker that's turning on. Wow. Wow. Still quite slow though. It's not getting any higher either. What is that with your... Are you controlling? Yeah, and then all of a sudden it just went and turned itself off. Throttle's on 1, throttle's on max. Maybe it's just because of the air. Where you've got this in your creation. I wonder if you put this up on the top deck, it would work differently. I mean, we can try, couldn't we? Let's see, if we put this on the top deck, out of this interior piece. Let's see if we can get this fixed. I'm just saying take the whole engine, so we're just gonna cut it, bring it up to the top deck here. We're going to plop it down. We also need to add the fuel on, so I'm just going to go quickly and do that. I think it needs to go in here, so going to 1, 2, and we can use some enclosed pipes, that way we don't destroy anything. 1, hold on, should I select it enclosed pipe? 1, 2, and let's grab a tank that has got some jet fuel in it. Done. And jet fuel. Okay, that should in theory work. Let's go and test it. That in theory should work. If it does or doesn't, we have to check. That looks better. RPS is still very low. Wonder if it has anything to do with this modular or this controller or whatever is doing it. I mean, does it still have 1 throttle? It does. Let's put some air. Let's get a fan in the front of it. Or jet. Intake, should I rather say. Let's grab one of those. Stick that over there. Oops, I should have spawned that. Let's see if that makes any difference whatsoever. Cool. In we go again. Up we go. Turn on. That's much better. Look at that. There we go. Much better. Okay. So let's grab the original creation. And let's go and add a jet on there, and let's close that, or whatever that little hole is there. All right, let's see if that makes any difference just by adding that jet on, or the intake on at least. Get to the bridge. There we go. Let's turn it on. Turn this on. Let's see if we get any luck. Looks much slower, but you have got all those different turbines at the end. Remember I said you should only have 1 of those. I would probably remove all of those. To be honest, that's my personal opinion. See if we can just get things to turn over. We can, there we go. So it's going up. Nice. And now if we do W. I know it does work actually. Wow. It just takes a while to get started. And I press W. And it works. Nice. Alright, so that was your issue. You just needed an intake on your jet engines. I mean, I think it feels like they are screaming through their fuel, but that's what it sounds like. I mean, yeah, nice one. Pretty cool creation too. Let's go ahead, let's move on to the next one for the episode. Alright, and moving on to the next creation. This creator has some visitors saying that their helicopter slowly moves to the left when they are up and hovering. So, I mean, let's go and jump in it and let's see what's going on with this thing. So we've got doors and things, we've got pilots, co-pilots, get pilot seat, which co-pilot, left engine, right engine, left starter, up and down. Okay, so system's on. Left engine, right engine, starter. Alright. Let's get this running. RPS. Is there a throttle lever anywhere? How do I set that? Oh, here maybe. There we go. That makes more sense. Ah, I can see what you mean. I can see straight away it's turning. That's because of the rotor blade at the top of your helicopter, mate. You need to counter that with your tail. That's the whole point of a tail rotor. And it probably gets worse when you get more RPS. Yeah, I can see here. Look, it's getting worse the more you go up. It's the rotor blade because it's spinning. Can you see how your rotor blade is spinning to the left? So your helicopter is spinning to the left. Yeah, so you need to counter that off using your tail rotors. So there's a couple different ways you can do that. Let me bring this into the workbench. I think I used the mission spawners in. Alright, so let's have a look at this. So what I would recommend is probably to use a function block. So if you grab a function block and you add or subtract from these things, then you should be fine. So if we just add a function block there, go here, do x plus like 0.05, something very small adjustment. And what you're doing is you're going to whatever this is coming from. It's there, which is coming from there. Okay, that. Let's go into that, and then go into this invert, and go into this one, this guy there. All right, and add on. Let's see. So we want to add a plus onto this one. Is that correct? That one is getting a plus. Let's see. Yes, plus 0.5. Okay, that should be all right. And the other one is being inverted, which is correct. Yes. Okay. So let's go and test that out now. Now that we've just gone and added that simple function block in the add block, or add in the function block. So system, left engine, right engine. Let's get this thing up and running. Let's see if we can take off. I mean, let's bring this down to maybe 1, like I had last time to compare it. That's running. That's running. Cool. I would add some brakes also at some point if I was you. Let's wait for this thing. Okay, I'm using my left and right now. Looks alright. Looks like it's still going a little to the left. Let's kick it up a notch. Let's increase. Let's take off. Okay, still going a lot to the left there, so we need to counter it a little bit more. Alright, so what am I adding on? 0.07 to make it go perfectly straight. Okay, cool. I just used the Alt on my keyboard to do that actually. So let's make this 12. There we go. Jump back in our seats, and that should have fixed the issue. Turn engines on. Make sure I still don't have that Alt on. I do. Can you see how the Alt has actually saved itself on the adjustment or trim on my seat? So I'm going to untrim it. Engine. Let's get this on 2, on and on. Let's get this thing up and running. Wait for the rotors to start spinning. You can still see we are turning left. Once again, I highly recommend you put some brakes on this creation. I don't know if they are on, but it looks like... Okay, look how now we're not rotating anymore. Aha, look at that. Go up a little bit. Gonna rotate a little bit, but that's still a little bit better than what it was. Let's go and see how much do I need to stop rotating. Oh, just like a 0.03 now. Alright, I mean, that's pretty good, actually. It's not bad. We're not rotating that much. We're still rotating a bit, but not much. What if we increase it again? Oh, now we stop rotating completely. Not bad. Not bad at all. So yeah, so just play around with the function block. As I said, there's a lot of different ways that you could possibly do this. You could use a compass sensor, you could use a PID, you could, another cheap a cheap way of doing it is just to add another rotor blade on the top. That's why there's so many dual rotor blades or tri-rotor blades over on the workshop. It's because it kind of takes that factor out of it. But there's a lot of different ways you can do it. As I said, the cheapest and quickest way to do it is use a function block. Look, I've done it. That's what I do on my helicopters. So yeah, so guys, hopefully you have enjoyed it. We're going to end it over there for this episode. Once again, if you want to submit your own creations for the series, you can do that. All you have to do is jump over on my Discord server and then submit your creations, and I will go through them and take a look at them, and then hopefully fix them for you guys. Guys, if you have enjoyed the video, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and until the next one, we will see you then.